Welcome to Trust the Word News, sports commentary from an experienced connoisseur of sports. I am Awake, aka Athletic Wisdom and IQ, and I'm always excited to talk sports and get feedback from you, the fellow sports fan. So today, I'm going to talk about the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Teams that are looking really nice right now deserve some attention. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about them. Just go through some of the hot teams in the league right now. And got to start it off with none other than the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, you got to mention their coach, Kenny Atkinson. He's really gotten Donovan, the spider right there, making the moves, making the drive, draw, and dish, kicking out to Garland. Yeah, he's really got Donovan Mitchell to buy in, man. And part of that is getting Evan Mobley the ball, getting him activated, getting him the experience that he needs to be the guy that he's gonna be. Because man, Evan Mobley, man, he is an outstanding ball player at a very young age. Great block right there, two times on the pipes. Not here. And he gonna post up Shea right here, draw the foul. Just a solid ball player, man. Skill set, type of guy you just want at the power forward position. And he's getting a lot stronger. So a guy with that kind of footwork, who's that got that type of strength, jumping ability, athleticism, he just he's just a great find. Love the Cleveland roster. Darius Garland, man, can't say enough about this guy, man. He is he is definitely solid. You've given him 30 minutes a night, 20 points, 6 assists out of the starting lineup most games. He's really solid. Mobley is solid. He's a lot more confident. He's averaging 18 to 8, you know, three assists almost, 2.8 assists, 1.5 blocks a game. He's gonna be an all-star real quick. And he's gonna deserve it. He worked real hard to be that guy in a short amount of time. And it doesn't hurt to have guys like Donovan Mitchell who attract attention for you. You gotta finish those plays when you're on the other end of those passes, and then you can do stuff like this right here and go ISO. Ah, that wasn't a good example, but yeah, just great length, great athleticism. He does have to work on the handle. He does have to work on his ball handling, but he'll get there. I just have full confidence that he'll get there. He works real hard, and I feel like his physicality, his body will translate into what it needs to be a basketball player. He's got a good basketball style body, so he's gonna be able to adapt real well. Already got a lot stronger, man. I love it. Just you know, this team is real strong. Their bench is strong. They got a good age mix. You know what I'm saying? Guys got some veteran guys in there. Guys like Karis LeVert, real solid, man. Just real solid. They got the whole man. LeVert, Mitchell, and Mobley, LMM. I don't know what you want to call them, but they getting it done. LeVert, Mitchell, and Garland, LMG. They tough, man. They tough. They tough to deal with. but I like them. As far as how they match up, they had a hard time matching up with the Magic last year. Magic gave them all they had, all that was worth. They packed a lunch. They was not playing. They was trying to put y'all out. They gonna be trying to put y'all out again if y'all see them too, because then we gonna talk about them here in a little bit. But Cavs are strong, man. Cavs is not to be played with, not to be taken lightly at all. And I watched this game. I watched this Oklahoma City game. I'm an OKC fan, and let me tell you, they were able to put very reasonable defense on guys that don't get bottled up like that. They match up really well with a lot of people. They really do. And I can't help but think that if they see Boston, if they see New York, they're not gonna blink. I'm trying to tell y'all, they're not gonna blink. They're just gonna go out there and start shredding, and you better be ready for it. Donovan Mitchell is extremely competitive, extremely competitive. I can tell just from watching him play, he's an extremely competitive guy, and he's got all these guys, talented guys around him that are now playing out of their mind. So kudos to them. Kudos to the coach. Kudos to the organization. I like what they do. I'm interested to see what they do in the playoffs. I'm interested to see what they do in the playoffs. It's gonna be fun to watch. I watched the playoffs last year. Very impressed with how everybody's playing hard. The guys weren't taking the game lightly. Taking like we could lose a game or two here. No, no, everybody was fierce, hungry for every game. Games was battles. And it was good. It was good. It was worth watching. And I feel like it's gonna be more of the same for a lot of years here after that, with just the guys that we got in the league. Now, let's move on. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies right now. Actually, I didn't say Cavs record. The Cavs are 32-4 right now. Cavs are 32-4, and they won 10 straight when they just beat Oklahoma City. So that's big time. They about to win 40 games now. So they're gonna eliminate some people out the playoffs here in about the next 15 games. Somebody's gonna not make the playoffs because they don't won so many. But uh, Grizzlies right now are 24-13, 6 of their last four, which is not outstanding, but it's very reasonable. And because these guys, they've had to deal with a little bit of adversity, dealing with self-inflicted adversity, some of it. We talk about John Morant, but I ain't finna talk about that. I'm glad that the young man's on the court and he's doing his thing. You know, he's getting busy out there. He's making stuff happen. I know he's injured right now. If I'm not mistaken. See Ja's out right now. Got a couple guys out dealing with injuries. Strus had just came back for Cleveland not too long ago. I think that the Oklahoma City game was his first game back. But they had a couple guys, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, day to day today, Santi Aldama, G.G. Jackson. These guys are all hurt, but they got a really, really solid record right now. They holding it together, and Zach Edey is a big reason why. They got a strong roster that's full of talent that plays pretty decent defense. Let me see where they stand in the league. overall. Had third in block shots, seventh in steals, 15th in assist turnover, but they're sitting right at 1.8. That's two pot to the positive. So, they could turn the ball over a little bit less, but they are second in assists a game at 30. Second in assists, 11th in 3-point percentage, second in rebounds, fifth in field goal percentage, first in points per game. This is the Memphis Grizzlies we talk about. And with the guys that they got, everybody being back at the same time, and they finally getting to see what that looks like on the court. They had a lot of injuries last year. And getting to see these guys all on the court at the same time, you see they real, real strong. Luke Kennard out here getting resurgence. You know, he ain't never stopped doing what he do. But you gotta love this team. I like the fact that they have solid defenders, big guys inside that can back up the guys who, you know, if need be, if a guy gets past you, he can block a shot. I don't like teams that can't block a shot. You gotta be able to protect the rim a little bit. Sometimes you can make up for that with athleticism, but hey, it's always good to have a 6'9", 7-foot guy out there who can go light that up and send it into the third row. Jaren Jackson is one of the defensive players of the year in the last couple of years. It's like these are, you just gotta love the makeup. And when they all get out there, it's hard to stop them. You know what I'm saying? Pretty easy to match up with whoever they got to match up with. They're young, they're figuring it out, but they're playing really well right now. Let's see if it holds in the playoffs. They played pretty good in the playoffs last year. They just had lack of personnel. A lot of people caught that personnel bug last year. It was rough because everybody's playing so hard. But I know guys are going to be ready this year. I know guys are going to be ready. So it's going to be nice to see. A lot of guys getting time. I was looking at the numbers. A lot of guys getting playing time right now. So a lot of guys contributing. What you don't want is to get these other guys time and then they can't contribute. Then you fall off. There's a fall off. But hey, these guys is out here competing. These guys out here working hard to keep the team in solid position. And that's what good ball clubs do. Next guy up, he's got to try to fill in. You can't be. I heard Charles Barkley say it the other day. You can't fill a guy like Franz Wagner's shoes. You can't. But you can go out there and play hard. You can go out there and show up. You know what I'm saying? You can't go out there and take it light. And I know you know that, but it's just one of them things, man. You got to think next guy up when you know you're on a team that's good, even if you know you can't contribute what Kawhi Leonard can contribute. You're gonna try. You're gonna put the best foot forward, and make that happen. And it's good to see. It's good to see these guys work really hard. Zach Edey taking pressure off these big guys, man. He's just another guy. He's out there. Looks like I don't know how much weight he lost, but he looks real mobile. A lot more mobile than he looked when he was at Purdue. Watched him in college. I was like, man, somebody's got to give this guy a chance, man. Please, somebody give this guy a chance. I know the NBA is not like this no more, but this guy is too talented, too big, too much for you to not give this guy a chance. And he's out here doing his thing too. And I love that. Love to see that. You know what I'm saying? So Taylor Jenkins, man, good job. Holding the ship together. One guy don't make the team. Two guys don't make the team. And when you get guys to buy in and stuff like that, you're always gonna get good results. Outstanding job. Love the Grizzlies the way they look right now. Interesting to see is they going to keep it up in the playoffs. Unproven still. A lot of guys is unproven. Just because, and I got to give them props, but a lot of these guys is unproven in the playoffs, these teams. But they want to prove themselves. They want to prove themselves. And you gotta want to see that. That's what you want. That's what makes the game great. Is when these guys want to go out there and prove, hey, I'm pretty good too. Guys out there working. Moving on. The New York Knicks. These are one man. This is one of my favorite teams in the whole league. I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan from OKC, from Oklahoma. I ain't from Oklahoma City, but I'm from Oklahoma. Live in Oklahoma City. This is one of my favorite teams in the league. Now, they had to give up some depth. They probably, well, they only really gave up one guy, I guess. Gave up DiVincenzo. But they only got 10 guys. If they lose a guy, I'm worried that they won't be able to function. If they lose too much more. Now they did play with like 7 guys last year. They played in the playoffs with like 7 guys. Maybe 8. They was man, they were unbelievable. See guys play that hard, that's crazy. That many minutes. You look at Josh Hart's minutes last year to play. Jalen Brunson minutes last year in the playoffs. Stupid. Stupid production. Usage. All of that. So hopefully they stay healthy. I want to see these guys stay healthy so they can fight. They put up a great fight injured. So when they're healthy, these guys are going to be a problem. Karl-Anthony Towns is playing like lights out right now. One of the best seasons he's had in his career. They did enough, and the depth that they do have makes them versatile. You know what I'm saying? They match up with anybody who you need them to match up with, as long as they got all their personnel. They're gonna show up. And the games is getting to where they count now. You see Jalen Brunson doing work. Doing work. They got size, scoring, and they got defense and length. If they need to. They can go small. They probably need one more guy come off the bench. They could use a good utility guy just to round out the bench because they all play good defense. They play together. They know how to play together. The majority of them been together long enough to know what they need to do. They love Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? So they out here doing what they know they need to do. They out here. They were made to win a championship. It may not be enough to get Boston, but boy, I tell you what. I bet on you. I'd bet on you any day of the week. Because at their best, they could they could do it. They put together a pretty impressive start. They 25-13, 7-3 in their last 10 games. You know what I'm saying? They're not bad. Most of the scoring is done by their starters though, and that's another reason why I'm worried about their depth, is because they starters score so much of the bulk of the points. Outside the starting lineup, they don't get a whole lot of scoring. So uh, with DiVincenzo, I like that. DiVincenzo could add a lot to the second type unit. Now you do got guys like McBride, Achua can score buckets. You got a couple of guys who can put the ball in the hole, but can you trust them to play extended minutes? That's one of the problems. So I'd like to see them guys get a good shot at, you know, I like to see these guys to make a good run, healthy run. Could be a real good situation if everybody's healthy. I like Mikal Bridges being brought in. That's the scoring that they really needed. They needed his scoring. I gotta say, hey man, last thing I'm gonna say. Gotta trust Brunson. If he's healthy, Brunson has showed that he can just put these guys on his back and keep scoring. And as long as everybody else play defense, I'll get you a bucket or I'll get somebody else a bucket in crunch time. In crunch time. He's one of the guys in the league that I am very comfortable if we're down 3 or 4 with a minute left. Because he'll get us a bucket. Or he'll get us a very good shot and a rebound. Brunson is as solid as it comes when it comes to initiating the last 2 minutes of a game. I do not worry on a team where I got him running point in the last 2 minutes. So they can go a long way. Moving on. Moving on to the Houston Rockets. Man, the Houston Rockets. Ime Udoka, head coach. Love everything about it. There's nothing. I mean, if we only talking consistency, you can't not like what they're doing because they're just getting better. That's all they're doing. They just getting better at the rate that they should be getting better, and they got guys like Fred VanVleet who will come down there and be good veteran leadership. You know what I'm saying? A lot like what they got going down in San Antonio. Texas teams is back. I'm just letting y'all know. Houston is back to being a problem. You're going to have to deal with them when they come to town. When you come to Houston, you're going to have to play them. They're not scrubs no more. No more of that at all. Don't disrespect them. Don't disrespect the San Antonio Spurs too much either. Wemby makes them solid. We gonna talk about that. They need some more help than that. But boy, let me tell you, Houston, solid. H-Town, solid. You know what I'm saying? These guys getting after it. They got young guys everywhere. They got good veterans right there behind them, in front of them, showing them how to do this. They look real good. And as long as they keep improving, they're gonna be solid. You don't have to talk about it. They're 24-12 right now, 7-3 in their last 10. Just taking a solitary stroll. You know what I'm saying? Not really worried about nothing. They got Asian experience, talent, upside at all positions. Fred VanVleet still has upside. I know that sounds crazy. Somebody gonna tell me I sound crazy right now. He's 30 years old. Fred VanVleet at the point guard position on a team like this has upside. If Fred VanVleet stays here and plays with these young guys behind him, he got a lot of upside. He got a lot of upside because he's competitive. He's a dog. Plays defense, and he does that right there. So don't get it misconstrued. Houston back. Defense, toughness, and more defense. That's what they do. Brought Dylan Brooks in, be a little villain. Dylan the villain. Know what I'm saying? He brings that extra kick in the pants that you need. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna hang your hat on defense, you got to have somebody out there that's not tapping. And then you bring in Steven Adams, who was my boy Westbrook bodyguard for so many years. Yeah, yeah, y'all straight over there. And Thompson, Jalen Green, Alvin Sengun, Jabari Smith, all playing pretty good basketball right now. They still need to improve, but these guys, if they stay together, this is a very solid team. There's no reason they should be looking to trade nothing off of this team right now. I keep these guys together, let them grow, see how far they can go. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe 2-3 years, you see what you got. But boy, it's gonna be fun to watch these guys grow. And hopefully they push themselves to the limit. I'm sure they will. Man, solid defense. And Goon, he's getting better on defense. He's getting uh, uh, better on offense, more consistent. You know what I'm saying? Both ways. And I just like what I'm seeing from them. I like what I'm seeing from them. They put it on Oklahoma City too. I only bring up Oklahoma City not only because I'm a fan, but because those guys are one of the three best teams in the league, two best teams in the league, and they held them under 100 points for most of the game. I think the game ended in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. They're good defense. They are capable of playing really solid defense. It'd be nice if they had a guy who was really just a rim protector, and that's all he did to play next to Sengun. But they're good right now. They're winning at a nice clip, very nice clip. Look at their team stats. Houston first in rebounds. What? Wow. First in the league in rebounds. 10th in scoring. 28th in field goal percentage. And that's where the consistency's got to come. Some of these young guys, they don't shoot great, but they are contributing. Jalen Green has been solid. Jalen Green leads the team in scoring. 20 points a game. Got to have a little bit more than that if you're going to lead the team. Even though they do hang their head on defense, you want to have a guy, your best guy probably average around 25 points a game. But they're getting it done. They're getting it done. And it's because a lot of guys contribute. I like the fact that they know who they are. They know their identity. They know what they're going to do. But they do got to work on the turnovers. They got to work on the offensive consistency. Night in and night out, they're good enough to hold teams under 100 in general. As long as it's probably not a back-to-back, they can hold you under 100 points. And you might win, but they can definitely do that to anybody. Like Jalen Green. Especially paired with Fred VanVleet. That's good. That's a solid backcourt right there. And he plays defense. Both of them play defense. Like I said, I like to see him get a rim protector. Another good rim protector. I know you want Steven Adams to come off the bench. He's not really a starter anymore like he used to be, but get you a young guy in there who can protect that rim. Now you can put up there with Wemby. You don't need that. Definitely don't need that. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're going to go look at the Orlando Magic real quick. Let's talk about the Orlando Magic. They only 5-5 in their last 10 games, but when you look at the fact that they have lost Wagner, and Paolo Banchero, and let's see who else they lost. Suggs just got hurt. Forgot about that. I was watching that. Gary Harris, that don't help, man. I mean, most solid bench guys. Yeah, you got 5 guys out. You got a starting lineup in there out. Whole starting lineup. 5 guys. And right now, they're 5-5 in their last 10, but they 22-16. So, hats off to them. Hats off to Jamal Mosley. They deep. They consistent. They were off to the races when the season started. Talent plays well together. You know, it still has to grow, but they play well together. And I know if you look at the numbers, you may think, I don't know if they deep enough, score enough. These other guys are talented. They're just not really scoring at the clip that they may be capable of, but it's translating into their defense and into their, just getting up everybody involved and letting everybody get touches and taking good shots, being judicious with their shots, and not, I've seen them go through times where they turn the ball over. I watched some of the games. They turn the ball over a little bit when they get excited. But the reason why they win it is because they take good shots. And when Franz Wagner is out there, he takes really good shots. Very similar to Shea. Can score from anywhere. He's not afraid to put the ball on the floor. That surprised a lot of people when he started putting the ball on the floor and really just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go get us a bucket," because he's capable of that. And they got a couple guys who are kind of capable of that. Jalen Suggs plays both ways. You got Mo Wagner. He plays defense, and then KCP. I cannot forget to talk about KCP. You need that. You need him to be the glue guy. You need him to be that guy, and he is doing it. Let me look at his numbers real quick. Averaging 9 points, but he's playing 30 minutes a game. He's averaging 9 points. You just need him to come in there and fill in for guys. And like I said, he could easily be averaging 16 points a game. KCP ain't took a step back. This is them working together with the system that they like. He could be averaging. KCP could be averaging 16 points a game, no problem. I'm sure of it. But this is how he averages 9 right now because this is them trying to work the system the way they wanted to get the guy everybody touches. And, when you got guys that are capable of doing more and you don't need them to do more, then you got stuff in the reserve. So I look at them like they're gonna have a lot of energy when everybody else doesn't. Because they got guys who definitely could be averaging more points. And I don't know where they got Batazzi from. I'm pretty sure I watched him play in the Olympics, and I was just like, man, he's out here playing with his hair on fire. A couple guys out here just doing what they're supposed to do, man. Next guy up, like I said, Mo got hurt. Here he come, catching lobs, getting big rebounds. This is what you want. And matchup, okay. And when they're healthy, They got a good rotation of guys. I'm sure that's why they 5-5. The rotations is a little broke down because so many guys is hurt. You got 5 guys hurt, so and all 5 of them play. So the rotation is going to suffer because of that. But matchups worry me more than their ability to overall just play defense. I think they play pretty good defense. I think that they don't match up well with some teams, though. I definitely do think that they're pretty good, but they had a couple matchups that worry me when you start talking about it in the starting lineup and some a little bit off the bench. But at the same time, they're working through it. They play good team defense, so it may be something they can overcome. Some guys just got to get better on with on ball defense, but they're definitely getting it done. Uh, they are definitely the next level up from what they were last year. So I still expect them to give a team like Cleveland a problem, even as good as Cleveland is right now. I still expect them to match up well with Cleveland, like they did, and be able to take them at least 5 or 6 games, at least 6 games. 5 games is not really a thing. You to take team 5 games, you won one. You all but a gentleman's sweep. You all but got swept. But yeah, they should be able to take Cleveland to 6 games with their roster on full. They're solid. But I do think Cleveland will win that series if they had to play them still again this year. But there's progression. There's progression there. Let's talk about. Let's move along. Moving along. Got to talk about the Clippers. Got to talk about the Clippers. Got to talk about the LA Clippers. The Clip Show. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, Kawhi is back. And I'm sure the LA Clipper fans is super happy about that because Kawhi is hurt a lot. I understand. One of my favorite players, period, in the NBA. Giannis, Kawhi, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, favorite players in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard, definitely one of my favorite players. But boy, he is not out there very much at all. So happy to see him back. Happy to see him, minutes restriction. Tell me what you want to tell me later. I don't care. He's on the court. Thank you. Thank you, Kawhi, for working so hard on your body so you can get back in the game. Because when you injured, everybody want to say, hey, you injured. Oh, you faking whatever. You just don't want to play. It's like nobody fakes an injury. First of all, nobody fakes an injury for this long. You might fake a little something, get some rest, but man, he's hurt. Let the man heal properly before he come back and hurt himself again. His knee injury is very, very difficult to gauge sometimes. You don't know how much pressure you can put on that knee. You're just trying to make sure you're out there. But it's like, hey, if it's going to cause you to miss another year and a half, you need to sit down and get healed. And I know he's excited, especially now with the way the team is looking. Harden's been playing great. Powell's been playing great. Been watching these guys from the start of the year. They've just improved. I was a fan, I was a supporter of the Clippers when they had Paul George. I thought that team was underachieved a little bit. They underachieved. But the core of the guys that they kept, I'm sure, want to prove that team was better, that they're better than what they showed. And I'm still a supporter. I like them. Even though they're in the West with my Thunder, I like them. Never going to be able to root. It's hard to root against Kawhi Leonard. But let me tell you, Derrick Jones, big impact. Porter, Kevin Porter Jr., big impact. These guys playing solid, just playing ball, man. And this is a lot how the team looked when he was in Toronto. So I think that if they can get everybody on a string, kind of like how they had then, I think they can make that happen. I think they can make that happen. They're just deep enough. They got a good age mix, not too many old guys, got some young guys who are hungry. James Harden's still hungry, can score at a high clip. Hopefully he don't burn out too much in the playoffs, just out of age or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like if he's healthy, he's going to be solid. Powell is solid. Solid. Score from anywhere, plays good defense. It's like you just want them to keep playing like this. And they have the ability to beat anybody. The game will be close. They have the ability to beat anybody. We're gonna talk about Minnesota on another video. But boy, Clippers look good, especially with Kawhi back. And glad to see Kawhi back. Kawhi back. Glad to see him back. Glad to see Kawhi back. They're gonna have to gel a little bit more. They're gonna have to get some more time together. But I feel like when that type of that's the team chemistry that they just need to add to the mix. They don't really they run the offense really well. They get some buckets really well. Zubac, he can actually score buckets with his back to the basket, which helps a lot in this league. You know what I'm saying? You got these jump shooters, give him a rest, let him go and get a couple buckets. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? But they do need to gel just a little bit more so they don't give up. I know they're just capable of being a little bit better defensively. Not a lot better, but a little bit better. And that's the difference. That's a lot of difference. Because if they turn it all the way up, they can cover anybody in the league. They got good matchups. Good matchups. They got age in the right places. I'm not mad at this team making a deep playoff run or putting the boots to somebody that's uh, of the ilk of the Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. We'll talk about the Mavericks on another video too. All those guys that I just named, we're gonna talk about them because they're in little bit different category of the teams. But these are the teams that I think that people didn't expect to be quite as good as they are right now. Just showing a little bit more maturity, and we're gonna have to see if they can keep it going through the All Star break. We're gonna have to see. But I like the Clippers. 20-17 overall, 5-5. They last five. They solid, pretty solid. We're going through tough times in scheduling, and they advertising rivalry week right now. So rivalry, you know what time it is. Everybody's going to be playing against another tough team. These playoff teams are going to be playing. The games are going to look like playoff games for a little while, which is always good for the league. Tyronn Lue, good job. Good job. I knew this team was better than what people were giving them credit for. I think he's proving it a little bit right now. And we're going to move on one more time. We're going to talk about these San Antonio Spurs. We're going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs. Greg Popovich is the coach. My man Mitch. They do not have his last name listed. I thought they would have it listed, but they don't. I'll find his name out real quick. But yeah, these Spurs, man, I like what they're doing. I like how they're getting Wemby a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more acclimated to the game, but he's got guys around him that are going to help facilitate his growth. And not to say that they just had a terrible roster before. A lot of these guys, some of the guys still here. Sochan's still here, but the way they had with no point guard before they got Chris Paul, they needed Chris Paul. Chris Paul has this looking like a coached basketball team. They trying to let Wemby. They said it tonight. I was watching them play the Bucks. So we're gonna let Wemby be creative. I'm like, hey, that's cool, but it looks crazy sometimes when he has too much control of the ball. You need a guy. Hey, let's run something real fast. It's okay. It's okay, Wemby. We gonna let you be creative. Mitch Johnson. Mitch Johnson. So he played with Brooke Lopez at Stanford. Doing a good job. Doing a good job. Prayers, best wishes to Greg Popovich. Like always appreciate Pop. Legend. But they looking like they're going in the right direction. Roster is solid. They should keep most everybody they got. I know they're not looking to trade nobody right now. They were probably looking to make some trades last year, but a year or two. But now this is starting to shape up and look like, hey, these guys might be the guys we need to keep. They just need to get better. And that's always good when you don't feel like, we got to get rid of a bunch of guys or a roster is, aged. We got a whole bunch of old guys or we got too many young guys. It's a good thing. Good situation that they got going on. Sohan is a good passer. Shout out to Sohan. He's from Oklahoma. Godman. Shout out to Sohan. He out there looking like got the Dennis Rodman hair. Gotta love that. One of my favorite players, one of my favorite power forwards. Especially because he played at Oklahoma State, Southwest Oklahoma State. Wemby just out there being Wemby right now. And I ain't gonna lie to you. He's gonna be real good. He may be one of them guys that's like, he's gonna be like Kareem. I think that's my prediction. He's gonna be that unstoppable because he knows how to use his height and he uses it really, really well. Blocking shots is just part of it, even though that's just ridiculous the way his timing is on these blocks to be that tall. So it's like, yeah, he's a special character, man. He's definitely special. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a prolific legend in this game. But right now, he's making them a lot better. The reason I say all of that is because he's making them a lot better than they are right now. He makes up for a lot of their youth and the other guys being younger and inexperienced because he's just able to block shots, change shots, give them second chances. He was out there with Giannis tonight, giving Giannis everything he could and neutralizing Giannis. But those other guys are just, they got to get better. They're young. Milwaukee's a veteran team. Milwaukee was putting the boots to them a little bit because they got a lot of vets, a lot of discipline. Just playing discipline. But man, let me tell you, if those guys all get to going on full throttle and they play good defense, they can be solid. But they do got to get a little bit better defensively. Wemby protects them a lot, gives them a lot of second chances on defense and on offense because you'll block a shot and just keep them from, even if they get the rebound, it's like, hey, that was a bucket against anybody else. You're not going to be able to make them try again against anybody else. Nobody else gets that ball. He gets this stuff off the glass. He gets it out of the air. Just ridiculous timing. I haven't seen him call for a goaltending yet since I've been watching him play. That's ridiculous discipline for a guy who's 7'4". I'm sure he's gotten some. I'm just saying. The games that I watched personally, where I watched the whole game, I ain't never seen one. That's crazy. But I like them. I like them a lot. And I like the direction they're going because I want to see these guys who are supposed to be the next stars. I want them on teams that'll look like what they're supposed to be on. I don't want these guys playing, being the best player on the team. Don't do these guys like you did DeMarcus Cousins. You feel what I'm saying? Don't do them like that. Get these guys some help, man. Get these guys some vets. That'll help these young guys learn how to play and go through the motions every day and every night. It's like you're messing up people's legacy. But yeah, man, that's all I got for this one. We'll come back. Talk about some of the teams that worry me for real, and the other half of the teams that that are like doing. I ain't gonna say better than expected because these other teams. That's why I put them in another category. These guys, you kind of expect them to do well. And it's debatable whether or not they're doing as well as they should be. Except for maybe the Celtics and the Thunder. But we're going to talk about them too and a couple other teams on the next video. But until then, y'all, I appreciate your time. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you think about, my critiques. Let me know how you feel. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know you want to see some more content. But the content coming, y'all. We coming. Trust me. It's Awake, Athletic Wisdom and IQ. Trust the Word News. Holla at y'all.